welcome to our book talk segment. A woman who's put together another one of her great books as part of the Wild and Free series. Of course, she's got the one called The Call of the Wild and Free, reclaiming a wonder in your child's education. And she has a brand new one out that'll be coming out very soon. It's called Wild and Free for the Holidays, 35 Festive Family Activities to Make the Season Bright. We're joined today by Ainsley Arment today on the telephone, and I believe she's up in Virginia. Ainsley, good to talk with you. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks so much for having me. It's such a joy to be here.
Is that where you are? Virginia?
Yes, and you're right. We're in Virginia Beach.
Virginia, I was going to say Virginia Beach. Yeah, I've always wanted to go there. I've never been there. It looks nice when you see pictures of it. How is it up there today?
It's an untypically fallish day. Usually we go straight from humidity to winter, but it's actually a nice fall day. A little overcast and cool, perfect for being outside.
Good day to start planning, like for the holidays.
It is, because I'm feeling very cozy.
That's good. Well, first of all, congratulations not only on the current book, but the one that came out. I believe the Call of the Wild and Free came out about a year ago, right? The hardcover.
Yeah, it just came up on a year, absolutely. The Call of the Wild and Free came out last September, so I had no idea when it came out that it would be such a surge this year again with the new rush of parents at home and trying to navigate virtual learning and schooling from home. So it's been an interesting year for sure.
I was going to say, because when you wrote it, obviously we weren't going through what we're going through now, but obviously this has helped, I'm sure. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of feedback, I would think, with all the homeschooling that's, I guess, still going on in some cases, but particularly the last part of the last school year, right?
Absolutely. I think parents are just looking for, even just helps and tips with navigating being at home altogether, even if they're doing a different version of home learning.
And again, for people who may not be aware, I mean, you came up with this, the Wild and Free program back in 2014, which I believe you started on Instagram, right? And that kind of grew very quickly. And you're a mother of 5, so you kind of have first-hand experience with homeschooling, right?
Yeah, I started homeschooling 11 years ago with my oldest, and we pulled him out of school in second grade, and we've kind of just taken it year by year, but here we are 11 years in. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Around 6 years ago, I started an Instagram account, just sharing some of the things that we were doing, learning from home, following different philosophies, and discovering what homeschooling looked like for us, which was just kind of gathered a community online. And as we started to find each other, kindred spirits, if you will, we've started to host events, and we've just hosted our 12th event, albeit online as a simulcast. But we have groups all over the world now, locally, independently run Wild and Free groups, and the new books coming out are just meant to be a great resource for parents to be able to pull out and just spend time with kids to help them build skills and to really connect. The new Holidays book is a great one to connect through the holiday season with nature crafts and recipes and other cozy things to get us through that season.
Yeah, I know you had the one that came out in March, the handcrafts activity book, right? And this one that's coming out right now is the holiday one. Is there kind of a misconception still, or did you have to kind of buck that a little bit, Ainsley? People, I'm talking before the whole pandemic thing with the homeschooling, or I think it's a great idea. I wish I had that when I had that choice when I was a kid. I would have rather stayed home.
Yes, I know. I think a lot of kids would choose that for several reasons. I know I think Albert Einstein was always trying to get out of school and trying to homeschool.
Yeah, right.
So I think that there's definitely not just to buck the system, but simply to find what works for where you can be the most creative and actually learn a little bit more effectively. But I think that there's still a lot of misconceptions. Obviously, there's always going to be people that disparage other kinds of institutions or forms of learning or parenting. That's just always existed and probably always will. But, I'm what I call an unlikely homeschooler, where I didn't really see myself ever doing this, and I probably had some of those preconceived ideas about homeschooling before I embarked on it with my oldest son. But I think that it's definitely the tides are turning a little bit. And I think understanding and just listening to people is really the key to understanding the other perspective. We are, as part of Wild and Free, we are pro anything that is good for the child and the family. So if traditional school works for you, that is great. And if homeschooling is working for you, then that's great. And there's so many that do hybrid homeschooling with co-ops. There's teachers that use the philosophies of Wild and Free in their classroom and try to incorporate some of the practices, and just to remember what they know and what sparked their desire to be a teacher in the first place, which was helping kids find that spark and that love for learning. So I think that for me, it's finding what is best for each family, and really I am for all the parents.
Yeah, and again, homeschooling doesn't mean you're not, after your school period, whatever it is at home, you don't go play with your friends. I mean, it's not like you're totally isolated. I think some people think that. But after school, like we did, part of school was to kind of say, what are you going to do after school today? What game are you going to play? Whatever sport. So kids still do that when they're homeschooled, right? They still get together after and play, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They get together after, they get together during. Yes, there's so much connection. I think the idea
that's the whole key to it,
of socialization. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It is that ability to actually spend more time with other people because you have a little bit more freedom and space to do that and set your own schedule.
Let's talk a little bit about the holiday book. Again, it's different activities. How'd you put it together, and maybe give an example or two for people to look at?
Sure. So ever since the inception of Wild and Free 6 years ago, we've been putting together monthly resources to just inspire the wild and free lifestyle. It's something we all have to continually choose and, de-school ourselves in certain ways as we go, because we fall back into that mentality. Our monthly resources are really meant to be kind of just a way to continue to encourage and inspire people in this lifestyle, but it includes different kinds of activities you can do with your kids, handcrafts, recipes, book clubs, ways to engage around good literature with kids. And so we just took a lot of those resources and the idea behind that and created some collections to put it all in one place. So Wild and Free Handcrafts came out in March, and it's a collection of handcrafts. And there's so many, it's not just me. I put it together, but it's so many other parents, mothers in the community that have put together these beautiful handcrafts with tutorials and photography, and just to have a wide array of activities that can build skill and confidence in your kids. And so I love these books so much because they really are a community that has brought them together. And these are real crafts that moms are doing in their homes and real things that have meaning to them. So the Wild and Free Holidays book is really fun for me. I love the holiday time frame. It's, to me, it's just cozy time of crafting and learning and conversations around the table or reading good books at night after dinner. So the Wild and Free Holidays book includes recipes, nature crafts, handcrafts, and other activities to really savor the season, starting in autumn and going through Valentine's Day. So many favorites in that. There's wool felting, learning to do wool felting and creating little Mother Earth dolls, and pumpkin beeswax harvest candles. Learning to dip beeswax candles is such a fun family activity. And then one of my favorites are the midwinter lanterns to make to light and during the dark season. So those are a few of my favorites.
I like also, looking for the perfect tree. That's people up north. That's a little more of a northern activity, I guess. So that's fun, right? And like you said, the pumpkin carving and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of great things in there that you don't have to sit down and be on a computer to do.
Absolutely. It's getting, especially now in this season of virtual learning, anything we can do to get engaged off a screen, I think, has become parents' main priority.
Well, I know we're just about out of time, but again, the books are The Call of the Wild and Free, the main book, which came out about a year ago, and also these two, the holiday book and the handcraft book. And Ainsley, give out your website, if you will, people get more information about these books.
BeWildandFree.org, and you can find a tab for anything. Our community to find out more, our books through Harper One, our monthly resources. We would love to have you check us out and see if we can support you in any way.
Great. We'll also put a link on our website as well. But Ainsley Arment, pleasure talking to you. Great job you're doing up there, and hopefully we'll talk to you again maybe early next year. And thanks for being with us today.
Thanks so much, Greg. Have a great one.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.